I'm celebrating my mid-century mark. I'm 50, but I'm also a son of two parents who are in their, I'm not going to say the S word, the senior word, but they're very much active, but they also need a lot of care. Sometimes it's maybe we're raised to tough it out, rub some dirt on it, be quiet. So, and that's not always the healthiest way to do things.
I guess about 35 years ago, I was the new principal at one of the high schools, and I was always involved with students and making sure that students had a lead in what was going on. We didn't have a student government, so I created the Principal's Advisory Council, and Daniel was one of those who represented his advisory class. So he was part of the Principal's Advisory Council, and it began at that point.
One of his biggest teachings was visualize the future without fear. And that alone, that's still, like, to this day, carry that. That's part of what you did, is just inspire. So here we are today, continuing the mission.
Where we are today, I began as a caregiver with AARP. I take care of my 93-year-old mother and my 91-year-old aunt who has Alzheimer's. And I began a group called Men Who Care, just to highlight the fact that men care differently, we mourn differently, we grieve differently, and wanted to bring a group of men together. So I learned to use your network. So Daniel's part of that network, and he's certainly a man who cares.
And it's telling men it's okay to say, I need some help. You know, whether it's mentally, financially, spiritually, emotionally, it's okay.
Men do care, but unfortunately, our differences in how we care are highlighted. We don't talk with each other as other people in other genders might talk with each other. If I'm experiencing something, I may not say that to Daniel because I'm a man, but we want to make sure that we begin talking with each other. We find out so many times that if we're dealing with an issue that our brother's also dealing with, but we're not conditioned to say, hey man, can I have an ear for a while? I need to talk with you.
And people need to understand you're not alone. You know, even our persons who need the care, they're not alone either.
We've heard about my brother's keeper, but we also need to understand the concept of my father's keeper. So it was also important to me for the younger generation to actually begin thinking about not just how I'm in position to mentor other people, but how can I prepare younger individuals to help care for people like me as well. Let's go through all the offerings that we have as AARP, and they're all set up to assist the elderly or those of us who are aging to live our best life, and let's bring guys in. So we serve two purposes. We can move forward the mission and the goals of AARP, and we can also have an understanding of how to be caregivers now and how to prepare to be caregivers later.
So this whole Men Who Care initiative, I mean, it's just strong. It's amazing.
Our entire relationship began because of caregiving. I was a young administrator coming into a setting that was very non-traditional, had some issues, and in order for me to be successful, I had to care about my community, care about the students. I always knew my students were going to be the best behaved, were going to be the best dressed, every place, but they lacked experiences. So I had to care enough to give them those experiences to be successful.
And you know, that investment in that education paid off.
Hey man,